Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We may now be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the 31st session of the Asia-Pacific Regional Space Agency Forum with the theme Empowering the Region Through Space Ecosystems in Action. Since its establishment in 1993, the APR-SAF brings together experts from the space agencies, government bodies, international organizations, private companies, universities, and research institutes from over 40 countries and regions to engage in dialogue on space utilization, technology development, and regional cooperation. To begin our afternoon program, may we call on Dr. Gay Jane P. Perez, Officer in Charge of the Philippine Space Agency, to deliver her opening remarks and introduce our guest of honor.
Your Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., our partners from JAXA and MEXT, distinguished heads of space agencies, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The theme of the 31st Asia-Pacific Regional Space Agency Forum, Empowering the Region Through Space Ecosystems in Action, underscores the importance of connecting institutions, technologies, and people to sustainably access space for addressing shared challenges and supporting long-term development. In the Philippines, we recognize the value of space in enhancing data-informed governance towards building resilience against the impacts of climate change and natural hazards, and reinforcing key sectors in agriculture, environmental conservation, and maritime security. At the same time, we acknowledge that space data alone cannot address all these challenges. Developing capabilities to use this data with ground measurements and AI models, and leveraging expertise and experience of advanced space actors would help us develop the right tools, services, and solutions. This is embodied in APR-SAF's long-standing role of providing an inclusive platform for collaboration on peaceful and practical uses of space. Through the working groups and initiatives on satellite applications, enhancement of space capability, space frontier, space education for all, space policy and law, and space industry, whose sessions this week demonstrate the region's commitment to building a space ecosystem that is responsible and responsive to societal needs. For the Philippines, this collaborative approach resonates with a cultural value deeply rooted in our identity, bayanihan. The spirit of collective effort and mutual support. Applied to our work in space, it becomes space bayanihan, where expertise and resources reinforce one another across institutions and borders. Space bayanihan is an approach we hope to share across the Asia-Pacific region because complex space missions thrive on cooperation. And today, we are making history. Inside this hall, on this island of Mactan, Cebu, we have the President of the Republic of the Philippines, astronauts, space agency heads, scientists, engineers, government personnel, CEOs, lawyers, teachers, researchers, and high school students with one common purpose: pushing the boundaries of science, technology, and innovation in reaching the final frontier and harnessing the power of space to improve lives here on Earth. Collectively representing 40 countries across Asia-Pacific and the world, we are witnessing the good side of humanity. Amidst the challenges that our region and the world face, and Cebu province is no stranger to that, with the devastations brought by recent typhoons and earthquakes. What we see here is hope, and the small part that our space community brings. The Philippines is ready to be an open and reliable partner who listens, shares, and builds with others. To affirm our country's commitment, we are honored to have the President with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you, Philippine Space Agency Officer in Charge, Dr. Jane Perez, for your kind introduction. The Space Operations, Infrastructure, and Industry Deputy Director General Dennis Villorente, Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology Deputy Director General Furuta Hiroshi, JAXA's International Relations and Research Department Director Onoda Masami, the delegates attending the Asia-Pacific Regional Space Agency Forum, my fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Space technology is no longer a concept that only scientists and engineers appreciate. It is now woven into our everyday life. Its benefits are evident in the satellite imagery that prepares communities for calamities, the weather forecasts that inform our daily decisions, and the navigation systems that guide us to our destinations. At the 31st session of the Asia-Pacific Regional Space Agency Forum, or IPRSAF, we are reminded of how deeply space exploration touches and transforms the lives of our people. For over 3 decades, you have stood as one of the region's most significant platforms for cooperation in space. Here, we come together to share insightful experiences, to build stronger partnerships, and advance regional space capability. This year also marks an important milestone for the Philippines. It is our second time to host the Upper SAF, following the 23rd session in 2016. Our return as host reflects how far our nation has come, and how committed we are to contributing to the region's collective development. In line with the theme Empowering the Region Through Space Ecosystem in Action, you bring to the fore discussions on capability enhancement, space exploration, and industry development. This is how we translate our shared commitment into action, by expanding space science and technology and ensuring that outer space remains a domain of responsible stewardship. We extend our gratitude to the Philippine Space Agency, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, Japan's Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology for making this event possible. This forum could not have come at a more critical time. The world faces intensifying climate crises, increasingly complex disasters, and widening development gaps. These challenges weigh even more heavily on us because of where we stand on the map. Situated along the Pacific Typhoon Belt and the Pacific Ring of Fire, our country now endures an average of 19 to 20 tropical cyclones every year, as well as an average of 20 recorded earthquakes every day, a little like Japan. At the same time, humanity stands at the threshold of extraordinary breakthroughs, none more visible than in the field of space. Across the Asia-Pacific, nations are turning to space science as a means to improve governance, protect the environment, and to champion inclusive development. In the Philippines, the PhilSA has been at the helm of our progress in space, science, and technology over the past 6 years. They regularly generate and distribute satellite data to national and local governments, researchers, and of course the private sector. These are used to aid disaster risk reduction and management, as well as monitor the country's maritime domain, among other functions. I am also looking forward to the completion of the Multispectral Unit for Land Assessment, or MULA satellite, which is set to be the country's largest Earth observation satellite. We're all very excited about that. Last year, PhilSA and the European Commission, through the National Copernicus Capacity Support Program for the Philippines, unveiled the Copernicus Data Center. It is the first Copernicus Earth observation data storage and processing facility here in Asia. And through its pilot services, we bring data into the hands of Filipino experts and decision makers. PhilSA also continues to forge and strengthen partnerships with agencies and institutions, exchanging space data, boosting space capabilities, and providing space-enabled products and services. All these initiatives are guided by a simple conviction: space must serve the people. In this very pursuit, your efforts are more crucial than ever. So I encourage you to share your invaluable experiences, engage in deep and profound dialogue, and implement effective strategies anchored on our commitment to prudent and responsible utilization of space technology. So together, let us shape an Asia-Pacific region that harnesses space capabilities to confront climate change, strengthen disaster resilience, spark inclusive economic growth. Thank you very much. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Maraming salamat at magandang hapon po.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this juncture, may we kindly invite the President downstage for the photo opportunity. May we invite in front the space leaders of the Asia Pacific and APRSAF 31 General Co-Chairs. Thank you. Please exit to your right. May we request Vice President Sato Toshiaki of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, the working group co-chairs, and astronauts to please proceed in front. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Finally, may we invite in front the APRSAF Secretariat, Organizing Committee, and winners of the 2025 APRSAF Awards. Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes this part of the program. We would like to thank the President for gracing the 31st session of the APRSAF and for supporting space cooperation and initiatives. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.